Hello, I'm back for part 3 of Nightly Chats. That seems like a good intro. I'm gonna go with that for now. But yeah, this is part 3. As you can actually notice, I did put this little sticky note over to this to reflect my new channel name. Well, not new because that's how you guys probably saw it, but this was my old one. Like the very prototype video I put out had this. It was Chilled Arts. But now, Chilled Inks. Oh wait, no, it's Chilled Inks. Shit. Whatever. Okay, let's focus on today's topic. Today I actually want to discuss something. God, hold on. Discuss something more personal. Being actually my writing, because I don't really write per se. I more so like think. I just I have a journal over here. It's a small journal I got from like a freebie. It's literally just like my parents work, and they that like company they work for just had these things, and I kind of just got it for free. So it has their own things, but I have like writings. They're not good. Like the my word no handwriting is not good. It's not. It's not. You can still read it, but it's not like you know perfect. It's like, for instance, compared to like someone else, they could probably write that better. And it's okay. I've come to like my own handwriting because it feels better for me. But yeah, that is basically my writing at the moment. I have more. Thing is, I have more in my mind. Characters, I have entire settings, I have like concepts and how things work, and how like the like a system, how like cities, planets, yada yada yada. But it's hard to transfer all like that onto a page. Same thing with art, where I know how my characters will look. I know how they will look, what clothing they wear. Like I know all that, but to transfer it onto a page is, really hard. Who would have guessed? Art drawing is really hard. Also, I want. Do you guys like my bracelets? I had this since like, no, high school, and I still have them today. I like them. I got this one from high school, this one from my mom, and this one from my dad. But it's not like anything sentimental. I just like how they look. So yeah. Oh yeah, I should probably discuss my the writing. So basically, I'm gonna give like like a rundown. Um, Basically, in my stories, there are these people called chosens. Yes, again, I need to come up with better names, but for now, the placeholder name is chosen, where basically in this like in these worlds, there's these powers called blessings, where deities decide if your soul is not worthy enough, but like good enough to hold their blessing. For instance, I'll give you an example of a character. One of my favorite characters, a character I named Magnus. He has the blessing of pride, and basically, the reason he has the blessing of pride is because he's very prideful himself. Who would have guessed? But like, basically, his soul is not only does he have like a strong will compared to most humans, he's very prideful in what he does and how he fights and like what he stands for. He's one person that he will fight for what he believes in, even if it means taking on the entire world. And it's another reason why he was blessed with the blessing of pride. And thing is, with blessings, they're not inherently bad or good. They are just that. Ah, They are just that. Hold on, we're missing someone. Dodo. They are just that. They are blessings. like it's how like nature is not good or bad. Nature is just nature. The same thing applies with blessings, where they're not good or bad. They are just that. It depends on the human, and some people use their blessings for bad. Again, this is just like me talking. There's none of this is like set in stone. I'm probably still gonna change a lot of the ideas how systems work, but some of these characters, like Magnus, will not. I will probably just change how maybe he looks and maybe how his ability looks like. But besides that, nothing else will change. He is basically set in stone. He is one of my characters who I have set in stone. And let's see, what else should I talk about? Oh yeah, he is very prideful, which is why he was blessed by the deity of pride. But also, he is very, I can't. Well, he's very much that person of like, okay, you know, like the stereotype of like, oh, arrogant boy, like, arrogant guy, talks shit, talks all like talks like basically like I'm a person who talks a lot about himself, not himself, but like talks about his achievements or things like that sort. He very much a big ego, but Magnus is a person with a big ego, but can definitely like back up his own words. He's not like, oh, he talks and talks, but he has no bum, he has no bite. He talks and talks, and he has like just that bite to like to show you that he is for real. He's not a person like, oh, I talk to talk. No, he talks and he can show you. And he's a good person. Thing is, he's very like if you meet him, he's very arrogant, he's very prideful, egotistical, but he is a good person. He does care for the people who are innocent. He cares for the people he likes. He cares for the people his friends, his family. He cares, which is very surprising when he realized he is very much egotistical and very prideful. But yeah, basically I want to make my stories and like this big story of mine which has all these characters about morality, kind of. It's not morality per se, but it's more like morals, or like I don't know how to describe it. It's like like how like the story revolves about humanity, and basically has to like I'll probably switch the page right now, but it deals with humanity, how like what we are as people, as humans, like our emotions, the aspects that make up humanity, the individual, and like basically morals, like good, innocent, that. And my story, I want to delve. No, I want to dig into that, to like how humanity is. And some of my biggest inspirations are, well, for like the setting, or like not the setting, but like how big a world can be, is One Piece, because I've seen some of One Piece. I want to get into it, but the setting is insane. How you can have so many islands with their own things. There, some have their own cities, some have their own economies, but like, and there's an like a government. There's this, like entire regions of your like of your planet with all this, and still have so many so much stuff, and still be like, oh yeah, that makes sense, this makes sense. It's just insane to me. And it just shows you that like you can say Oda is bad, or like designing women, or this, or which are all fine, fine things. It A lot of One Piece women do look the same, or some characters aren't, they aren't like shown in, like, I don't know how to say, but like the biggest criticisms I see um is like how a woman character, like for instance, the like the whole, I seen memes online where like the whole Oda with like male designs, like they're all up and down big, like all this, all that, and then with the female designs, it's just hourglass. It is fun. Again, every author, writer, mangaka, everyone who writes, everyone who designs has something you can criticize. That is just how being human is. You will always have something to be able to criticize about yourself. For me, is that I can't put pieces together. But one thing you have to recognize about Oda is that he, when making a setting and like a story, he is really good at that. Another big inspiration is My Hero Academia, with just the character and like the power system, you could say. Where yes, My Hero Academia has their own faults again, with a lot with how like the story, not so much about like the story, again with female designs, and all that, the usual. It's also like how some characters are written, and how their like the power system works, which is very good and very good. I'm not drawing a lot. I should probably draw. But how like the story is created, which is again really good, and shows you just how like these creators are big for a reason. Even if their anime, even if their like stories aren't like the best per se, they are big for a reason. They have such big fan bases for a reason. None of them is like, oh, they got big because they just got big, right? For instance, even Demon Slayer. I love Demon Slayer. It is a simple story. I will not tell you, oh, it has like it has like such deep meaning, like something like another manga who I'm like that has a deep meaning, or it's like as amazing as One Piece, or it's like it can compete with like the big three, or it can compete like no. It is a simple but fun anime. It is very much that anime you can put on your like on your phone, laptop, TV, whatever. Sit down, grab some snacks, and just watch it and just chill. It is a good anime to just watch and or even read, which is again another big reason why Demon Slayer is so big. Yes, the animation definitely carries it a lot, but the story is simple. It's fun. The characters are not are good, are written good, and it's like there's nothing that is really bad about it. It is again, you can say it's a just a simple, boring thing. But sometimes people love simple stories. Like sometimes people don't want to go into like a lot of people, not a lot of people, a lot of a big reason why people don't go into One Piece is because it's so big, right? Like people always say it's such a big story and be like long not even long, but it's such a long story that it's hard to get into without you know putting a lot of your time into it, and some people just don't want to do that. Well, compared, if you put Demon Slayer, like Demon Slayer has like at the moment 3 seasons, no, four, three, I forget, and like a movie and two more movies coming out, and none of them is really complex. You can put on the first episode, you can watch the first season, and you understand the story. It's literally a boy has his family murdered by by like the demon lord, basically. Not demon lord, but like a demon. And later on, we find out who it is. His sister turns into a demon, and then from there he meets a demon slayer and is introduced to like the organization of the demon slayer corpse, and then you can go from there. It is a simple introduction, simple story, but it's fun. You get invested in how how Tanjiro and Nezuko are act together, how like close they are as brother and sister, and some people relate to that with their own siblings or a family member or a friend, and it's just a simple but fun story to get into. Talking about writing, everything's writing. But yeah, even like let's go back to some yesterday's topic where it was the games I play. Zenless Zone, Zenless Zone Zero. I'm just gonna say ZZZ or just Zenless. I'll just say Zenless. Zenless is the story is to me it's a good story. It's not like anything big, for instance. It's not like well, sometimes it's complex, but not really. It is a simple story about a brother and sister trying to like being proxies, basically internet I'll just like dumb it down, like basically like internet people who help people in these like hollows, basically these giant things that devastated their planet, and their ultimate goal is to find their teacher. And along the way they meet from like friends, they become bigger, they have to face more challenges, and it's just again a simple but fun story. Let's go into Honkai Star Rail. It's also Honkai Star Rail. Actually, I think I've only played like up to I finished Bellabog, and I'm starting the crap. I don't know how to say it, but like the living airship, or like it's to me it's very like one thing about Honkai is how their like world works. How you can have these it's a space. It is space. When I first saw like when I first saw like ads for Honkai, I was like, okay, this looks interesting, but I never got into it because mainly because my phone didn't have enough storage to play Zenless, Nikkei, and Honkai at the same time. I think my phone would have blown up if I tried. But one thing I really liked about Honkai is that the setting is amazing, and like how big things are, and like the story itself, where I've seen I think I know more Amphorius and Amphorus. I don't know how to say it, but Amphorus, whatever. I really wanted to get into that part of the storyline because I'm trying to wonder. I seen most of it. I got spoiled long ago, but it doesn't make sense to me. I only know like some of the ending, some of the middle parts. I know like the heirs die, but then they don't die. It's like so confusing to me. Like, who are they? What's the story? Where's the setting? Why are they called heirs? Like, what is it? Like, why is Faemon like killing their friends again and again, but they're also dead? It's just so intriguing, but and also so confusing because there's a lot of like the Honkai, how like the eons, like these big deities interact with people. There's also like people that were like emanators who are like very powerful. I think I can name most of them. There's the Herda, Faimon. Sorry, I don't know how to say his name. Cyrene. Let's see. Well, there I heard of Faimon, Cyrene. Who? Archeon, and then damn it, who else was it? I think there's seven of them. I forget the last three. Oh wait, no, it was the guy from the airship, or spaceship, you could say. That guy, and then the Trailblazers. But it's just so interesting to me how these characters fit in such a big storyline. It's it's something I dream about my own story, to make it understandable, to make it a little complex, to and also make it enjoyable. Have these character. One thing I struggle with is character interactions. God damn it! It is so hard to like realistically, but also intriguingly have characters interact with each other without making it sound boring or robotic or any of that. It's so hard because you have to make it realistic. We're like, oh yeah, these two characters will talk like this, but also you have to make it intriguing. We're like, oh okay, the whole dynamics on that. It's just complicated, and not only that, making a power system is also really hard because you have to make it make sense, have it be a little intriguing, and also not you don't have to have it complex. You can just say it's magic, but then to me, just saying oh it's magic is kind of boring because there's so many animes I've watched or like series I've like read and things and like games I played where magic or their power system has rules and makes sense. For instance, one thing in Zenless is that their whole powers come from like music per se, and it's like explained if you look in like into it, how like the W engines and like like everything revolves around like rhythm, music, and it's very interesting. Again, you don't have to say, you don't have to like look into it. You can just say, oh yeah, it's they don't like explain it that deeply, which is fine. A lot of people who play casually don't really care about the specifics of it. But if you look into it, it like the W engines and like the disc, they all kind of make sense. And Honkai, I can't really speak in Honkai because I haven't really played the game that long. But like it also like the eons, like the emanators, and all these things are like connected to a power system and like a pathway, like destruction, nihility. I forget the other ones. Erudition, preservation. They're like it's so interesting how it is. And what else? What else can I speak of? I could speak about. Oh, once. Okay, let me go into this one. Nikkei, where this little gremlin comes from. Nikkei, like the story of Nikkei is so interesting and is so like deep and emotional that I really want to play it. Like I want to get more into it because again, like for me, is I'm a very much procrastinator. There it is. Like right now, I played Nikkei since like the beginning. I was there since maybe after 2 months after it's launched, but then I stopped. And then right now in the storyline, I could definitely go to the end if I wanted to, but like I'm like, I can do it tomorrow, maybe next week, and I'm like, oh my god. But the storyline is so emotional and so interesting, where you have like, I'm just gonna like talk, and I might like probably contain a lot of spoilers. So like right now, if you don't know like the story of Nikkei, don't like you can just skip this to maybe the end, or like just skip this specific part because after this I'll probably end the video. So just skip to the end. The pilgrims, again, I don't know the story a lot either because I haven't got into it fully, but like how the pilgrims were basically abandoned. Well, the goddess squad was abandoned, and Dorothy is felt betrayed also. I think, again, I don't know a lot, I know like the gist of it, but like the goddess squad were basically, I know this part, that the goddess squad were abandoned on the surface. The people inside the ark turned against them, saying, "Oh, we lost the war because of pilgrim, not pilgrims, of the Nikkeis." And I'm thinking, what the fuck? No, you like, no, and then it went from there to the arc being very Nikkei phobic, and it was like, oh, bruh, and it's like how like at first in the first start of the story, you the player see the ark as a safe haven. It is the last bastion of humanity. But then later on you realize the ark is also horribly corrupt, horribly managed, and something like the people treat Nikkeis like they're scum, not even scum. They're like, go to, like, it's fine. Let them get ripped apart by like the raptures up in the overworld. Like these again, and also how Nikkeis are made are also insane. How if you don't get lucky, or you don't have anything, if you don't have like a presence when you're a human, you're kind of just, you're straight up fucked. You can lose your memories and be like you can become like an expendable Nikkei, and you're just sent to the front lines and you're killed, and there goes your legacy. And people, like, there are like little recordings in the that you can find while playing, where like, or not even recordings, but like little like messages, where there are like stories of like family members losing their loved ones who become Nikkeis, lose their memories, are sent to like the front lines and just gone just like that. I'm like, wow. And then that's not just like, I'm only talking about like the surface level. There's more to things where now you have like the queen, which is like the like queen of the raptures. You have heretics who are Nikke's who gone bad. There's like Valpus. There's also Lilywise, a part who's like the a part of the goddess squad. There's the commander who is like supposedly like a not reincarnation but like a clone kind of. I It's just a lot, and it just makes me wonder, can I even like make a story that can not even live like can like stand like an inch close to like, how do you say, like can stand even like a little bit compared to like something that's Nikkei or Zenless or Honkai or One Piece or like Chainsaw Man or My Hero Academia or Demon Slayer. Like, can I do it? And it's something I wonder, like, how do these people do it? How are they able to create such big stories? And like, and thing is with like One Piece, that is like one man, an editor, and like maybe like one more person, but like all of it comes from Oda. And I'm just thinking, how, like, how do you make such a big setting, a big story with all these characters who, they're also, not only is there like the story, you have to make a backstory, like a past for like why these things have come up to this point. You have to make characters who are interacting with other characters before, who have had past with other, and I'm just thinking like, what the fuck, like how is it possible? It is just so interesting how people do. And for like one story I really do love is Evangelion. It is such a like, mine isn't like in like the setting doesn't, it's Earth, the setting is Earth, but like his storytelling is just wow. And how he was able to like add basically Ava's, the angels, and like all these things, and it's just, it throws you for a trip. It is such a interesting story, and it's such a like like you like it's a story that you can easily get confused and think what happened, but it's such a good story too, and it just like makes you wonder, how will I do it? How could I create a story with all these characters, all these background, the past, the present, the future, and to make sense of like the power system of the mat and all that? It just, sometimes I wonder, can I do it? And I can. It's gonna take years. God, I know it's gonna take years for me to like gain traction. This channel is not gonna gain traction for maybe like 5 years, maybe maybe more, and that's okay. I'm not expecting. Sorry, my throat. I'm not expecting success overnight. That is one thing I did struggle with, like video creation, is that, man, I'm like, I'm not gonna go anywhere, but like that's what every creator goes through, where they see they focus on the numbers too much, they focus on this too much, and they don't focus on, like, I'm sure even some of like the creators of like the biggest stories in the world started like that, where they created something, it didn't like gain a lot of traction, and it just felt so demoralizing. You just got to keep going. If you focus solely on like the numbers, it will demoralize you, it will make you feel like shit. You just have to create, have fun, show off your stories, show off your creations, and just keep going. And that is one thing that I need to do, where I need to keep creating, I need to keep going, I need to try and try. Wow, I spoke for a lot. I spoke for almost 30 minutes. I hope I wasn't, the my voice wasn't bad, or, not bad. I mean like the topic was interesting, or like, I didn't bore you, and I hope that you had, fun or interesting. And if you can, if you're watching this, I do want to start adding this to like my videos, if you can. If you're watching this to the end, and if you watch my past videos, it probably means you're at least interested in me and my future. Um, I don't want to sound like I'm big. No, a lot of creators do it. Drop a like or comment or just watch the video genuinely. Just you watching this video helps me a lot and just shows me that there are people interested in what I do, and I would really appreciate. But again, you don't have to. You don't have to like. Hell, I don't like when I watch videos. I don't really like. I have a weird way of doing things where I kind of only like music stuff because my liked videos is basically like another playlist of like music, not even music, like short edits or like shorts or like videos that are like AMVs or things like, because I kind of just made it into like another playlist for music. But I'm getting off topic. You don't have to like, you don't have to drop a comment, but just you viewing is already amazing enough, and I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next one. And until then, hope you have a good night, a good day, good afternoon, a good evening, a good tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.